Okay, in this step we're going to terminate the cable with a 3-pin, it's just an 1/8 inch stereo connector. The cable that comes from the Aquasurf, I should say, it's the one we're gonna put that on there. It'll look like this when you get done. This cable has each cable. There's 2 cables that come with the Aquasurf, and you want to put a connector on. If you've got 2 pumps, you only need the 1 cable. The Aquasurf can control 4 pumps. Okay, so we've got 4 wires here. The colors are not conventional in that, in that black is not ground, red is not hot, and so forth. The green is not used at all. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut that one off, get rid of it, get it out of the way, so it's gone. And then we're going to strip just a little bit on the end of the other 3 wires. Black is actually your signal wire, red is actually your ground, and yellow is your hot. So you've got to be careful and when you're doing this, and remember to connect these up the way I'm telling you to. And what we're going to do is on the 3-pin connector here, ground is going to be like it always is. This will be ground. The center here, that's going to be our signal, and this one is going to be the power that comes into the Aquasurf from the Vortech driver, so that if the power goes out to everything else, but you've got a battery backup on your Vortex, your Aquasurf will keep cycling your pumps on the program that it was last set at. So that's exciting. And putting the power out here on the tip, that means that we're not going to catch power with the signal wire going in. So that's, ground here, positive here, signal in the middle. Now let's get this done. I've stripped those 3 wires, and so since we've stripped those 3 wires, actually the ground, which is this part here, which is actually red, we're gonna cut it a little bit shorter than the other 2, and you just kind of lay it up here and have a look at the way you want to do it. So actually all of them need to be trimmed a little bit. Let's go ahead and trim. Let's go ahead and trim these 2 back. We'll have to re-strip them because we want this black shield part to end up getting crimped here in this little area right here. So we'll kind of lay that out and measure it a little bit. That looks good, and we can actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this one back. I'm going to cut it off, and then we'll strip it again, and you'll see how that's done. We'll strip all 3 of these again. It doesn't just take your little knife and or whatever you've got. Let's get it stripped here. Everybody knows how to, not everybody, but if you're doing this DIY, you want to have some soldering skills, or someone who does, and that would include stripping the wires and getting a little solder on them. Now I'm going to look at this one because I know this is right. It's correct in the way that we do it. And what we have here, and you don't want to forget, we've got to put this little back side of the connector. We want that to be on there before we solder this on, because if you don't, then you have to unsolder it and put it back. So we'll thread that through there like this. Now the center pin has got yellow, the middle pin has got black, and our red goes there, so we know that that's right. And so what we want to do is I'm going to go ahead, and I've got my soldering iron off to the side here. I'm going to go ahead and tin these up, get a little solder on them so that they don't fray out when I put them through the holes. And that's important to do. And it also it kind of keep you from having to heat the wire up so much and maybe melting the insulation when you put it all together. So the center pin is yellow, and that's our power. So I'm going to thread that little red through there like that, and we're gonna put all of this together like this, and it take a little solder here and hit that. Probably should have pre-tinned the put a little solder on the connector. Someone suggested I needed a magnifying glass and alligator clip stand. They're probably right, but I refuse to think that I'm getting old enough that I need a magnifying glass. I don't think that's the case. So we're gonna get all of this done. I kind of like to improvise and use my tools to hold things or whatnot. This one's going to get kind of hot, so we have to be careful not to. There we blow on that. You got to see a picture of the top of my head there. So that's done. We've got one more to go. Get this black wire on there, and then and that'll be it for the connector. It'll be done. Okay, that's it. Your connector's all but done. Now all we have to do is crimp this down. We'll double check it against what we've got. Looks good here. We've got yellow on the left, black on the right, and these two wires actually on this one I had them backwards and had to switch them over. And red is on the ground on the outside of the thing, so we're going to just pinch these down, and then we'll do a conductivity test to make sure that none of the wires got too hot and shorted to each other. And as long as none of them show connected, then we'll be in good shape. Be ready for next step. Every little step. It really isn't a hard DIY as long as you do it step by step. Okay. All right, our cable's good. We'll just screw this little part on here. Now these connectors are at Radio Shack, and I'll have a list of the part numbers for you on the web, the thread.